ClaretsTV speaking to Chelsea manager Robbie Simpson after the home defeat to Dorking today. Robbie, not a good day for us there.
No, it ended up looking like what it is really, a National League side playing against a team of young players, majority from the league below, trying to get to that next level, and in the end it looked like that, unfortunately. We've got to stop killing ourselves with early goals and conceding first. You could see in this game how much the previous games had taken out of us because we've had to chase. I know 3 games ago against Salisbury we were chasing a win, which we eventually got, but yeah, going behind and chasing the game takes so much out of you, and you just knew that their first goal was just far too easy. It was just a throw-in, set back to the thrower, able to get his cross in too easily, and then an unmarked player in the middle of our box. I mean, that's just that defensive intensity that I've mentioned the previous 2 games is just way below the required intensity. Teams aren't having to work hard to score against us at the minute, and it's a big issue. It was an issue at the start of the season as well, really, and it's crept back in. And we can have the excuse that we've got lots of players out injured, some key experienced ones, but we believe in everyone in that dressing room that they can get to the National League at some point in their careers, and we obviously hope in the near future. But it was a big learning curve, the level that you have to get to today, because Dorking are a National League side playing in the National League South, and the fact that they had the likes of Charlie Carter back today, who is without doubt a National League player, if not above. He really ran the show for them, and I do take some positives from the first half though. I thought in between both boxes we were really good actually in the first half. I wasn't too displeased at all. I thought we could have been cleaner in the final third to score. Their keepers pulled off a couple of good saves, but I feel like we could have been a lot cleaner in their final third, or our final third. But we can score goals. We're one of the top scorers, if not the top scorers in the league. So it was just maybe a bit of an off day for us, or the fact that Dorking have that defensive intensity to keep the ball out of the net. But in our own third, in our own box, we have to be miles better. We're really low, really low in terms of that, and even just increasing it a little bit, I feel like we'll look like we're just okay, average. We look like we're going to concede, especially at the start of games until we find our rhythm. We look like we're going to concede every time the opposition go forward, and that's not a base to start from. We can't keep having to chase games early because it takes ever such a lot out of you, and when you come up against teams like Dorking, they won't give you a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, and at home especially, we haven't conceded many goals under your management. I think it's only the second time we conceded 4 here at Melbourne in 4 years in charge. So yeah. Was it just an off day today and a blip on the copybook, and we'll have to move on to the next one?
I wish it was, but it's not an off day. Obviously, in terms of the amount of goals, it's very rare that we concede that amount here. And but in terms of the run that we're on, in terms of conceding easy goals, it's not a one-off, because we've been doing that. We're doing that for a short period, ever since the Barnet game, really. So. It's something we need to address. I spoke to the players. Look, for the first 55 minutes, in terms of the general game, we were okay and we were competing. It was just both boxes that they were a level above us, and I take responsibility from the 55th minute or wherever we made the first sub. I take full responsibility for how the game panned out from that point onwards, because we look gone really. The change of shape and the change of personnel just didn't work as it has worked in the previous games to get us back into it. So it didn't work for me today, but we can't keep having to chase games and having to change something. We need to make sure first and foremost we're hard to beat. The opposition then know that they're going to have to work really hard to score against us, and then maybe that makes the forward players a bit cleaner, because they know that we're going to secure, and they only need that one moment. It makes them relax a bit more. like I say, we've scored loads of goals this season, so I don't think that's an issue for the front players. But it's against a team as good as Dorking, you've got to give yourself a better chance to get a result. You can't concede the 2 poor goals we did in the first half and have to chase, because we've had to chase in the previous 2 and been able to get that last ditch tackles or make a save, because maybe they're not as clean as a side like Dorking, but when they're as ruthless as they are and you're going gung-ho to try and get back in the game, they're going to punish you, unfortunately.
And we can take our minds off the league for the next week and a bit with a couple of cup games, the Essex Senior Cup and the FA Trophy. So how do you look forward towards them?
Yeah, well, the game's on Wednesday, which actually I was a bit disappointed about because it should have been the previous Tuesday instead of St Albans game. So it'll probably help us out with an extra day's rest, to be honest with you. So it's actually panned out okay. Although this schedule in November is relentless for us in terms of the game, not only the number of games but the high level of opposition we're coming up against. So we'll enjoy the needed extra day before the next game, but it's a chance on Wednesday for people to stake their claim, and I want to see the players hungry to do so, because we need that competition. I know we're light on numbers, but we need that competition for places.
Okay, hard line station, and we'll hope for a response to the next one.
Thank you.